Welcome back, everybody, to more Lord of the Rings Online. Let's continue questing here on the eastern reaches of Talath Úrui.
What does J.R.R. know that is of use to us?
You paid J.R.R.'s price, and now he owes you information concerning the Gurzuil. What does he know that is of use to us? So, Zargarog, where is Zargarog? I guess the statue, maybe.
See.
Images swirl behind your ears, and Zargarog whispers to you of times long ago.
See. Here. No.
Let's see what's going on here. Uludani, the Stone Maiden. She is a woman of Numenor, possessed of a cold beauty. The images that float before your eyes are hazy and indistinct, but even so, her beauty is tainted by the cruel expression she wears and the malice in her eyes. Uludani, she whispers, J.R.R. Gurzuil. I grow impatient with these constant delays, Worm. How many more of your kind must I slay to motivate you creatures? None, Mistress Stone Maiden. We work as hard as we can. Lord Sauron has granted me this boon, a fortress of my own in a place of my choosing. I have chosen these caverns of fire to house my citadel. The tremors are nothing compared to my displeasure. The mountain erupts again. Did they fear the shaking of the mountain? Or did they fear Uludani's Stone Maiden? I will remind them not to cross one of Lord Sauron's Gurzuil. Can never pronounce this Gurzuil word. Lazy maggots, wretched slothful worms. Why have you stopped? I want my citadel constructed. A horror comes. What is this? Orangos, the horror. In appearance, the creature seems similar to the Regmill that you have encountered, but its terrible majesty is an order of magnitude greater than those others. Even in the hazy dreamscape conjured by J.R.R., this great Rogmole is a terrifying presence. Orangos, J.R.R. whispers in your mind. Orangos, the horror. I shall take this place for my own. No. You will die for your intrusion, interloper. Ah! The mistress is dead. Follow me, boys. You will serve me now.
Uludani. No more. Sauron wonders why. And sends his Nazgûl.
Man, it's like a whole congregation of Nazgûl. Upon whose authority was this fortress completed? The orc that appears before you is now different than those that served Uludani, but you have seen this kind before. He is one of the Gashai. What has Borangos done to the orcs of this place? My master is the lord of this keep. Come. Who claims now to rule Uludani's fortress? Who comes to my domain? This is the domain of Sauron. None rule here without his leave. Where is the Gurzuil? Where is Uludani? Tell me of this, Sauron. He is our Lord, giver of gifts, and ruler of all. He rewards those who swear fealty to him. You cannot take this fortress, but it might be given. I would speak with your lord. Oh, he's up there. I was like, where is he?
Sauron gained a new servant to replace the one he lost.
You feel a presence behind you. I almost went in the fire. I don't think it would have mattered.
But the Stone Maiden returned, changed.
The woman is composed entirely of fire, a being of burning flames. She stares past you, sightlessly, and you hear the voice of J.R.R. in your mind. But the Stone Maiden returned changed. The images become faint. J.R.R. will soon release his hold on you, and you must be content with what he has shown you. Interesting.
What did he show to you?
You recount the tale of Borangos the Horror and the fate of Urudani's Stone Maiden as told to you by J.R.R. When you have finished, Hearthlane laughs mirthlessly. I thought this expedition was supposed to answer our questions, not raise more of them. We have learned of the Grudjul only for another player to enter the field. The situation in Gorgoroth grows more complex by the day. Still, we will unravel these tangled threads. That is what we do, is it not? It is indeed. Looks like I've completed a quest here. There's not much else. So let me take a look at my quests. That is like a roving thread thing. I got everything I need up on the tracker. So talk to Mithrandir inside the Black Gate. Or scout Emin Ur, which I think I'm going to do the Emin Ur thing because I'm pretty close to it. I mean, I'm about as close as I'll get. So I think I might just do that now. Yeah, we got to go all the way south, take the left path up ahead. That'll be some of the furthest stretches here of this map of Talath Úrui, so it could be one of the last little hubs here for this map anyway. Yeah, so for the epic, we're really all kind of converged on one quest to talk to Mithrandir. Dang, look at that. Discovered Moggroth. Oh, these are all green. I'm not going in there. I don't want to die. So I guess we're going to that keep next. Trying to keep a lookout for some of the singed pages as well. I'm not seeing any along the way here. I'm sure there'll probably be one here near the entrance of this place. There usually is. The gate to Nurn is quiet and sealed tight. Alright, let me bring up my UI so I can spam my delete key. Yeah, it is sealed tight. I can't go in. Talk to Thurindol. Where is Thurindol? I don't see him on the map. Oh, all the way up here. What is the name of this milestone? This is Mag Ashtu, so let me milestone over there. And then I can take a pony to the Black Gate.
This is far from fair Ethelian.
You describe the immense structures encountered in Thurindal. I fear this much. This Rogmul, known as Borangos, appears to have total control over the realm. While he seems content on ignoring us at the present moment, it will not be long before he looks in the direction of Gondor. For that day, we will need to be ready. I have received word that Rodrog will be joining Faerun of the Grey Company. They have been assigned to Agarnath, the horrid swamp on the other side of the mountain. When your work is finished here, you may wish to go and lend them a hand. They have set up a camp on the edge of the bog north of here. Alright, so looks like we are about ready to move on to another region of Mordor. That's very exciting, but for now, let me see about talking to Mithrandir.
Aye.
So, Udun Foothold. That'll put me close to the Black Gate. And then the Ranger Camp, I guess is right here. In this map. I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get to it. For now, we're off to see Mithrandir. Looks like we're finally ready to fully progress chapter 3.1 here, because there were separate little subquests that we've accumulated for a long time, but looks like we finally checked those off the list. Again, I really do wish that Mithrandir would venture in with us. That way he's not always at the Black Gate. He's kind of following us on our adventure. That's alright, he can't hang out here. I'll come to him.
Your adventures in Thingris and Talath Úrui raise further questions.
Your adventures in Lingris and Talath Úrui have proven most informative, but they raise further questions. Why would the Gashai pledge support to Ugrukor? What has become of Borangos following the defeat of Sauron? And to what end does Urudani walk the land once again, so changed? These questions must wait. I have heard worrisome tidings from Agarnath, the bloody Gore. Few have gone there, but those who have returned to speak of a dangerous and growing threat.
Some vile work is being conducted in Argonath.
And we must learn what it signifies for Gondor and for Middle-earth. I find it curious that our well-informed Easterling has not spoken of Agarnath to us. Does he keep the secrets of that land with the hope of blinding us to the threat it poses? I do not like his silence on this matter. You must go to Argonarth and learn what transpires within, but do not go alone. I believe you should bring Irzan with you and find out what he knows about the bloody Gore.
You have not sought my help in some time.
I was beginning to think you had fallen into a hole or blundered into the fire lake or forgotten the way back here. Was it you? What is it you want? You tell Irzan that you need his help on the next leg of your journey and ask him to accompany you to Agarnath. A sudden look of panic crosses his face, but it passes just as quickly. When next he speaks, his voice is loud and confident, and no sign of his seeming fright remains. I have come to a decision, my friend. I will be happy to accept your previous and very generous offer of a place in Gondor. Your forgiveness and acceptance of Irzan the Changed will become a thing of legend, Kippen, and will be spoken of for centuries as an example to all. I will let the wagon driver know. Sadly, I will be unable to accompany you to the bloody Gore. Perhaps another time. Very interesting. So clearly something very ominous there. Okay, so we're actually not even talking to Mithrandir. We're going in. We're going in. But actually, let me see if he has any comments.
Argonath may be approached from the north or from the south.
And adventurers have sought to gain entrance from either direction. You may do the same, Kippen. Agarnath is all the way up here. I do have that milestone. But it's probably on cooldown. No, it's not actually. So I believe I can use this. And let's see where I'm at here. Yeah, we can go up from here. However, I think what I'm going to do, before we move into a new region, you know what it is, I'm going to try to finish collecting some of the pages here. There are only 4 left, so yeah, let's do that real quick. Okay, had to pull up some coordinates here for myself so I don't get too lost, but we're going to begin to the south. Actually, all the pages that I'm missing, they're actually not too far away from where I am, thankfully, so I should be able to get these done pretty quickly. And then towards the end of this episode, we shall venture together to a new region. Exciting! Alright, let me go a little bit further down this way. To the west. Or actually, I'm closer to one of the other ones. It might be in here, which could be a problem for me. It might be in there. Let's see, 61.225. Yeah, it's definitely in there. Okay, well, let me slowly fight my way in. Let me come over here, that way the defiler has to find the line of sight. Oh, I hate that he, like, goes super far away. A little bit of lag here. Okay. I'm just gonna slowly come in here. Well, I guess I'm not at landscape difficulty 9 anymore, so I could probably handle a good chunk of these at the same time. In fact, let's just go for it. Don't know why I'm so intimidated. I am Kippin' Proudfeet, crosser of roads. Let me get a healing gambit, though. Man, I am very laggy right now. Okay, no healing gambit needed. We're fine. A little messy there.
Strength and fire aside, we Gashai and Lady Uradani are still at it, if you can believe it. Building the citadel of Nargroth. The work's nearly done.
Alright, the next page is going to be a little bit to the west. Not a little bit, it's a chunk to the west. Let's call it a chunk. Not too far, though. And then we'll only have 2 more pages left. They're also not too far away. Must be in there somewhere. Yeah, it's in here. And there's the page.
Gashai! That's what we've become. Me and the boys left living after all the fire and falling stone. We are strong. Stronger than we've ever been. With arms and bones of flame.
Excellent. And now, where am I going? A little bit to the north, it looks like. What pages do I need? 15 and 9. I believe there should be an entrance here to something. Yep. Alright. So, might have to fight a few enemies here. let's just go in. I'm gonna try to avoid some enemies. How did they... Man, they had a big aggro circle. Should be just up ahead, I believe. Maybe. Let me look at my coordinates again here. I am going to 58.4, 23.8. So I need to go west a little bit. Yeah, so I just gotta follow this road west. You know what? We're just gonna take some enemies with us. That's fine. I'm not gonna stop and fight all of these. Although, I might regret my decision. Let me break line of sight on these guys. There's some lag here. Might need to pop a never surrender. This works better anyway, because now I dropped aggro, so it's totally fine. You guys saw me clicking never surrender, right? I'm not going crazy. I see the paged over there. I don't know why I call it a paged, but... Alright. I will have to fight all of these. Yeah, they have a huge aggro circle. Okay, another page.
There was still fire and heat everywhere in that wreckage, mind you. And most of the orcs and slaves were dead as roast pigs. I reckoned our fool of a headmistress was too.
Okay. Next up, I think... Yeah, look how far away you aggro these guys from. It's kind of crazy. I wonder if that's related to the landscape difficulty, actually. It might be. Let me jump down here. I think it should be somewhere over there. Alright, let's get on the goat. Alright, coordinates 58.8, 25.3. So yeah, it should be just in there. Question is, how do I get in? Let me go around the entire perimeter here until I find an entrance. Alright, good. Let me just grab a bunch of these. Get a few healing gambits here. Alright. I see the page. I am gonna probably aggro everybody in here, aren't I? Yeah, that's fine. We will aggro everybody. Resounding challenge, sir. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh, no. Wasn't looking at my health. Get my healing gambits up. Okay, we're good.
And strangest of all, we still serve the Eye. Or at least that's what our new master says. All commands come down from him to Uradani. Nah! Orders are orders. That's what I've always said.
Alright. The story is complete. This Uruk, now a Gashai, called himself Tumak, Smoke Drinker. He witnessed a battle between Urudani's Stone Maiden and Borangos the Horror, and then he was changed. If Borangos can cause such a change in Urudani and his Uruks, who knows what other powers he possesses. Alright, so you know the drill. Let me actually go to my house real quick, and we'll read that story from start to finish, so we can get a bit of a deeper, richer understanding of the lore. Should be a good time. It's strange teleporting from like the depths of Mordor to my cozy little hobbit hole here. Alright, let me just... I think it's this one. That's Dor Amarth. Talath Úrui. This is the one I want. Alright. And let's go ahead and read this tome.
Word is, we move out tomorrow. Lugbors wants more citadels built to refortify the southern plain, now that the hateful men of Gondor are swept out. Me and my boys are taking orders from that Uradani Stone Maiden. You can smell the stink of arrogance on all these black Numenorian types. She's got us off in Talath Úrui, digging an underground fortress out of the Mithram. But the heat down below. You'd think we were digging into Mount Doom itself. The slaves keep collapsing and asking for water. We have a good laugh at them, then whip them back to work. The construction on the upper floors has started, but something happened today. We seem to have dug into a large chamber separate from the main cavern. There's runes carved all around, on the walls, the floor, the ceiling. Mistress Uradani finds them interesting enough. If it were up to me, we'd leave them well enough alone. Here's what you get for poking your nose where it shouldn't go. That Uradani woman had some slaves digging into the floor of the ruined chamber. And next thing you know, it was flames everywhere. Well, those slaves were ash faster than you could cut a throat. And not a few orcs and uruks too. Well, to this day I'll never quite know what happened next. There was a roaring voice, and Uradani's all defiant as ever. Whatever it was, she fought it, and I don't think she won. There was still fire and heat everywhere in that wreckage, mind you, and most of the orcs and slaves were dead as roast pigs. I reckoned our fool of a headmistress was too. So imagine my surprise when at last I thought I'd found my way out of all the flames and debris, and there Uradani was. She was Uradani and not Uradani. I can't find a plainer way to say it. She was wreathed in flame. No, she was made of flame. And when she bade me halt, I sure as well did it. We serve a new lord now, that's what she told me. And we must be suited to the task. That's when I felt the searing heat rip through me, like so many jagged burning blades. Gas high! That's what we've become. Me and the boys left living after all the fire and falling stone. We are strong. Stronger than we've ever been. With arms and bones of flame. Strength and fire aside, we Gas High and Lady Uradani are still at it, if you can believe it. Building the citadel of Nargroth. The work's nearly done. And strangest of all, we still serve the Eye. Or at least that's what our new master says. All commands come down from him to Uradani. Nah! Orders are orders. That's what I've always said.
Alright. I love getting the lore of the region like that, so let's go ahead and go back. We can finally continue the quests here. Hope you guys appreciate this too. My poor hobbit hole has like nothing except just 2 books on the yard. Okay, now we're ready to ride out to another region. How exciting. Making excellent progress in Mordor. Let me take a quick look at the map. Yeah, I'll just get on the road and go north. Let's go for it. I did a decent job collecting the pages for this region. Only had those 4 missing, and most of them were in the areas protected by green enemies where I had no reason to venture into, I guess. So we're going to take the southern approach just for simplicity's sake. Discovered Ashronk. Yeah, there's some, like, noxious fumes emanating from this totem here. It sounds like this is going to be like a poisonous land that I'm walking into. Yeah, it's like a lava blood swamp of doom. A little bit of Gartha Garwin vibes. Alright, let me take a look at this page. You found a torn page of a tome, damp and bloodstained from the marshes. Perhaps you can find other pages around Agarnaith and complete the story.
These are names, O sisters, of lands where Lyrith's great plague laid waste. Rovanion and Gondor, the remnants of Arnor, the northern kingdoms of Cardolan and Arthedain.
Alright, multiple pages here. I'm just gonna start grabbing several of these.
In the south, the Great Plague raged across Ithilien and Anorian both, and by the time all was done, had claimed the lives of paupers, knights, bread bakers, and kings. In the northern lands, between the Plague and the Witch King, toppled were kingdoms of men, their vestiges scattered and fled.
Yeah, so it looks like this is going to be the map of pestilence. Lots of plague and disease. Pretty cool. Enjoying the music here.
A word with you.
Hail, Kippen. Good to see you again. Welcome to Agarnaith, possibly the deadliest place in Mordor. We have almost no knowledge of this sinister landscape, and several foolhardy adventurers have already gotten themselves killed by running in blind. The partnership of a Dunedain and an Ithilien ranger should prove more successful if Rodrog here can show you skill in this venture. I have high expectations. I intend to do this right and discover what threats to the free people lurk within. Alright, so I think this is a great stopping point. In the next episode, we will begin questing here in the Bloody Gore, or the Agarnaith. It's going to be a good time. Looking forward to it. Hope you are as well. See you guys next time.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.